Every ultra-rich celebrity has a crazy obsession. They won't mind spending their fortune on paintings, sports teams, mansions, and even on eccentric pet animals. One such billionaire collector is Steve Cohen, who is a hedge funder. Cohen has been a collector since 2000, and in 10 years he has collected rare pieces worth $1 billion, such as Monet, Picasso, Jasper Johns, Jeff Koons, Damien Hirst, Willem de Kooning, Francis Bacon, and Andy Warhol. Pretty impressive, right? He didn't just stop at being an important accessory at the Art Basel, which creates a first-class artistic experience for all the art patrons around the world. But he ended up buying a 14-foot shark, which is preserved in formaldehyde, for $8 million. Cohen's taste for rarity extended way beyond art and has reached a whole new level. Despite his misfortunes and malfeasance at S.A.C Capital for insider trading and for paying a $1.8 billion fine, which is an unbroken record settlement, Cohen continued accumulating art and mansions and spending millions on them. Even when he had to make a huge divorce settlement with ex-wife Patricia Cohen, Steve Cohen didn't stop spending for a portrait of former Chinese leader Mao Zedong, owned by Andy Warhol for $47.5 million. In 2021, high industry returns resulted in creating billionaires among hedge funders, and Cohen was also one among them. After his firm S.A.C Capital got sacked, he suffered a 2-year ban from trading, but was able to come back big by funding S.A.C Capital, but renamed as Point72 Asset Management, which manages nearly $20 billion. This led to his $16 billion net worth and becoming the 5th richest hedge funder in the world. Another instance to describe the lavishness of Steve Cohen would be when he held a party right after he got charged for insider trading. He threw this house party at Hamptons under the pretense of showing support to ovarian cancer, and just the cost of the tuna cost $2,000. From a modern art collector, he gradually turned into a realtor too. In one such mansion lives his family. It is a 14-acre estate in Greenwich, which is profoundly known as the ideal residence for many rich Wall Street businessmen and hedge funders, since it is considered as one of the wealthiest towns in the USA. Steve Cohen is no lesser than any of those rich blokes, so he owns a 10-bedroom that spans over 35,000 square feet worth more than $14.8 million. He didn't just stop at buying one prime location. He went ahead and bought a mansion at Beverly Hills for $35 million, 2 apartments in Manhattan's West Village, one worth $23.4 million and another worth $38.4 million, a $23.4 million worth condo at the Abingdon in the West Village again, and of course, the infamous party house in East Hampton. Recently, Cohen has added a beautiful property of 2.7 acres, worth $22 million, near Boca Raton to his phenomenal growth. While the mansion spans over 12,664 square feet with 9 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms, the luxurious condominium named Abingdon Mansion has a white Carrara marble staircase, gallery walls for his special art collectives, a private gym, large picturized windows, and of course a chef's kitchen with a dashing design of black and white. Bet this kitchen was exclusively designed for Food Network chef Guy Fieri, who was paid $100,000 to give Cohen a dining experience similar to his exclusive show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Talk about expensive taste. Well, literally here. Cohen did not seem to consider spending his fortune on real estate as an investment venture, because he sold, or rather got rid of, one of his triplex apartments in the West Village for $30 million, though it was worth $115 million. He only suffered loss, but it must have been nothing to a man who could spend $2,000 on just tuna for a dozen of party guests. Just like many other celebrities, Steve Cohen was mesmerized by the baseball sports team Mets, but he was only able to bid a minority in 2012. His dream came true in 2020 when he purchased the team for $2.4 billion. From a 4% stake for $20 million to 95% for $2.4 billion. Isn't it amazing? Now he is the proud owner of the Mets, the best New York baseball team, with a lease of Citi Field, finally. Just another feather to Cohen's cap of exclusive collectives. Cohen has neither boasted nor showed off his flourishing assets to the media. Maybe that is why the media is more focused on how much he spends each day on meretricious stuff, rather than how much he spends for the people. Can you imagine Cohen as a philanthropic despite all that is said? Well, he is. Stephen and Alexandra Cohen Foundation has donated $625 million in funds over the past 19 years. Over 3,000 grants have been served to underdeveloped communities, destitute children, and for the underprivileged sustainability. Lyme disease infects around 300,000 U.S. citizens every year, so the foundation focused on the research work for improving the diagnosis and treatment. Cohen has invested over $50 million for 25 research works to date.